Well, hello everybody, this is Randy back in the shop. Today we're getting back on the 380 cubic inch small block build. The crank, rods, and pistons all came back from the machine shop after getting balanced, and I got the rings in. Rings are all filed, pistons and rods are assembled. I'm going to put the cam in the block and put the crank in the block. I'll show you the video of that. And one thing I wanted to point out here, what I'm what I'm doing on this motor here is I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but the top ring has got gas ports in it. Total Seal came out with this a couple of years ago, where instead of drilling holes in the ring in the top of the piston for gas porting, we're doing lateral ports in from the side of the piston above the top ring. They have actually gas ported the top ring itself, so you don't have problems with the holes in the top plugging up with carbon. So it's a pretty neat deal. Adds a little extra ring sealing, and with being a high RPM motor, I feel that that's going to be necessary. So we'll swing around over to the block and show you putting the camshaft in, and then we'll start laying the main bearings in the block and set the crank in. And we'll install the main studs and the caps, and we'll get it torqued down. Be right back. All right, we're back over at the block here. Get this uncovered. And show you what we got going on. The block has been all painted. All the core plugs put in, oil galley plugs. All that stuff is put in. Flip this over here. Get this cam ready to slide in here. I'll get a bottle of lube and we'll lube up the cam bearings and get the cam out of the box. We'll slide her in. This is a custom ground comp cams. It is 272, 290 at 50. It's a solid roller. It is a 635 lift on the intake, 645 on the exhaust, on a 108 intake centerline. The lift is with a 1:5 ratio rocker, and this particular motor is going to have 165 on the intake and 1.6 on the exhaust. More lube on these journals here. We'll put her in. Get a punch here a second. Just like that. Spins like a charm. It's the way it should be. So now we'll get the main bearings laid in the block and do a final wash on the crankshaft here before I put that in, and I'll be right back. All right, final wash in the crank is done. I got the block half the remain seal in. Put some oil on these bearings here. This is what I use for bearing lube is a mixture of 50% Lucas Oil engine oil stabilizer and a straight 40 weight motor oil. It's got a little bit of stickiness to it, but yet when you put the crank in the block and tighten it down, tighten the mains down on it, it doesn't stick. It's not stiff to turn. So get this crank here, we'll set this in. Just like that. One thing that you got to watch out for when you do these splayed caps, when you drill and tap the outer holes, you have to make sure you don't break through. And on this block here, I actually broke through to the coolant jacket on 2 of them, so these outer studs are going to get pipe sealant put on them. I'm going to put some pipe sealant in the block here first, and then I'll put pipe sealant on the threads of the studs before I thread them in the block. That way you make sure you're not going to have any coolant leaks into the oil. A lot of times what a lot of guys do is after they drill and tap the block before they do final clean and stuff on it, they'll put some hard block in the bottom of the water jacket, and that way it basically accomplishes the same thing. It just seals these outer bowl holes. So we'll get these main studs here and we'll get them put in, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. I got the main studs here. I put a little assembly oil on these here just so they thread in nice into the block. I'm gonna run these in just till they stop. They don't need to be tight. Just to make sure the threads are engaged all the way. Just snug them just a little bit. That's all you got to do. Just like that. I'll get the main bearings in the main caps and we'll get ready to put them on. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'll get the main caps here. We'll slide them on. All these center 3 main caps have all been numbered. Here in the top center, number 3 goes over here. This one's number 2. Slide that on there like that. Number 4. Slide that on there. And number 1. Yeah, I also put more oil on the on the crankshaft before I put the main caps on. These are your 4 outer bolts here. I'll get the pipe sealants in. And then we'll put a little more pipe sealant on it. And we'll put them in. takes care of that. Alright, I got all the washers and nuts on. I put ARP lube on the threads, and now I'll start tightening them down. Always work your way from the center out. All right, got that done. Get the torque wrench, get that set up, and we'll torque these down. I'll be right back. All right, we'll get these torqued down, and as you can see, this spins really nice. No problem at all. Torque these down in 2 steps, 50 foot-pounds first pass. Check it as we go here. That's still good. Check it again. Yep. Like that. Spins nice and free. Now, second pass, we'll go 75. And you don't want to jerk on the wrench. You want to just give a nice steady pull. until it clicks and then stop. Just like that. Go over it one more time, just check to make sure I didn't miss any. Just like that, and you can see that spins really nice, nice and free. Set the main clearance on this between 2.6 and 2.8, and on the connecting rods set them between